Are we ready for this? All right, Angie. She's not nervous at all. I told her there were 4 people registered. So now she thinks I'm a liar. So, we need to give her a hand. She, as of Thursday, is 2-star diamond. See her baby meet her husband. That was awesome. So I'm really excited. Thank you. I'll take this one off. And the next one. So, Angie, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I have this huge fear of public speaking. So, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. You guys, I hate this. And I should have brought my tissues up here. Where's my team? So I'm conquering a huge fear today. So first, before we start, I'm going to actually take a picture of myself up on the stage. All about conquering fears, right? Don't fall back. Okay, thank you so much. So, conquering fears, you guys. That's a lot, about what we do as coaches is conquering fears, getting over your fears. So Greg wanted me to talk about, thank you, she knows I'm going to need these, I cry on our team calls all the time. So Greg wanted me to talk about my financial transformation, and it's not a rags to riches story by any means, because when I started coaching, I didn't sign up for the financial opportunity. I signed up because I was in a pretty dark place. I had my second baby, I had just turned 30, and I just remember sitting there one day on the couch, the house was a disaster, changing poopy diapers, filling up sippy cups, cleaning toys, and I just thought, this is my life, this is what the rest of my life is going to be. And don't get me wrong, I love my kids, I love my husband, I had a very, very, very blessed life. I was able to stay at home with my kids, and so I felt very guilty. It was like, well, I shouldn't be complaining, I shouldn't feel bad, I shouldn't be wanting more, because I have it all. But I just felt like there was something more that I was meant to be doing with my life. So I just didn't know what that was. So my friend started posting about her journey as a coach. She's my coach now. And I just was watching what she was doing. I was seeing the post, watching her story, and every post I was seeing, a seed was being planted. And finally, one day, I just thought, you know what? I had this little thought of, I could do that. Why couldn't I do that? I have P90X. I could totally be a coach. And I just thought that, she was going on trips. She had this tribe of people, and I was like, you know what? I'm such an introvert. And I may not seem like it from the outside on social media and all that, but I'm an introvert. And I just felt like, I want that. I want that tribe. I want to feel like I could give purpose to someone else's life, and I feel like I could do that and be fulfilled myself. And so I went to her, and she wasn't expecting it at all. I said, hey, I'm going to sign up. I want to be a coach. And she was like, okay, let's go. Let's do this. So it totally sounds cheesy, you guys, but I enrolled, I signed up to be a coach, and I was like, I felt like I had hope. I felt like this was it, this was the answer. So I started my journey. I was only like a week into P90X when I had started, coaching. And I just dug right in, and I started talking to people and having conversations and sharing my story of, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I did this because I felt like I wanted to find my purpose, and, delving into the world of personal development. I had never done that for myself before, and that was huge. That's a huge part of my story. Grew up with a very, very negative upbringing, very negative thoughts about myself and about life in general. And as I started to do my personal development every day and talk about what I was learning and how I was working on improving myself, I started getting messages from people. You're inspiring me, you're helping me be better, and that was lifting me up. And so I started to build a team, and 6 months into coaching, I was having so much fun and I was loving it, and I knew that the financial opportunity was there, but I just, this was before Coach Basics existed. We didn't have a lot of coach training, so I was kind of just out there kind of trying to figure it out on my own, and I remember getting a check for negative $12.49. Negative. A negative check. 6 months into coaching. I wasn't even covering my Shakeology. My husband's like, what are you doing? You're spending all this money, you're spending all this time, and you're not even making money. You're negative $12. And so I was like, at that moment, I was like, enough. Like, I have to like start, you know, our time is valuable, and it is a business, you guys. Like, don't, you know, do the free stuff, and that's how you get people in, and that's how you get people starting, you know, to make their changes. But our time's of value too, and I was putting in a lot of time. And I just wasn't being effective about my business, and so at that point I made a change. I was like, you know what, I really need to step up as a leader. I need to lead my team, and I need to figure out how to make this work. Stop making excuses that I wasn't being trained, and just figure out how to make it work. So I dug in even more to personal development and leadership and all that, and I kept failing and getting up and failing and getting up and failing and getting up over and over and over again. And that's just what you have to do. You can't just fail and lay down and die and be like, that's it, I'm done. You know, you just have to keep going. And even though I didn't begin my journey for the financial reason, I knew it was there, and I knew that it could open doors of opportunity for me and my family. And I also knew that, you know, even though I was getting a negative check, the week after that I wasn't in the negative, but I was zero. And so I knew, you know, well, if I figure this out and I do it, I know that I can have this opportunity, and I know I can share it with other people that really could benefit from it. So I just kept going and kept doing it, and finally things started to turn around. I started to develop myself as a leader. I started to get more out of my comfort zone. I started to really help people more, and the more I focused on my clients and their results, and really getting people to commit to challenge packs, because that's, as we know, a big objection that we get a lot is the price objection. And the more I presented the value and showed the value of this is the whole package and this is what you're getting, the less no's I was getting. The more I was sharing my journey, and the more I was showing what I was doing and how it was benefiting me and those around me, I got more yeses. And so I just kept doing it. I kept sharing, I kept going, because I knew I couldn't go back to the life I was living before. This was making me so fulfilled and so happy. And the more I focused on my clients and their results and the people I was talking to, and the more I focused on my team, the money started to come. And that's what it's about, you guys. Yeah, we can make an impact, or we can make an income, but we're here to make an impact. And the more you focus on making an impact, you will make an impact. And because of that, now I turned it around 6 months later. After that, I was then making around $300 to $500 a week. So I was like, okay, I know I'm doing something right. I gotta keep going. So I just kept going. And so now June will be my 3-year mark as a coach. And, you know, while I'm not, you know, according to, you know, rates and standards and that of Beachbody, I'm not big time by any means, but I feel like things are finally starting to take off. And, you know, I've been able to, a few months ago, pay off $10,000 worth of debt that we had. Beachbody income pays the mortgage on that home. That's huge. It's huge because we're able to save money for our future. It's huge opportunity for me and my family. What's even bigger is finding out this week that one of my diamond coaches is making over $1,000 a month. Desperately needed the income opportunity, and so to be able to pass that on to her and pay it forward and help her do that for her family. That's a financial transformation, and that's what it's all about.